So, I absolutely love making these videos. We got the Christmas jumper. We're going to be predicting the UFC 2026 champions. But before we get into it, 2025 was a fucking massive year for this channel. We got over a K subs. We hit over 2 million views there the other day. I think it was like 2 days ago or something like that. So, pretty fucking insane shit. I want to get to 5K next year. And I want to get to 10 million views. Fucking smash that subscribe button if you have not already. Everyone who has, I fucking love you. You're an absolute stud. And listen, we're going to get into it. As you can see, featherweight, bantamweight, flyweight. I get the FW mixed up. Lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, lightweight, LW, light heavyweight. And then we have heavyweight. So, the very first one, I'm going to go with Alexandre Pantoja. Listen, I was actually talking to my friend about this today, and he made a very good point and a very good kind of thing that I never really thought about. Stylistically, I think Maynard Cape actually beats Joshua Van, and I think Alexandre Pantoja is an easier. Look at fucking Steve Ercik. Steve Ercik was the person who gave Pantoja the hardest fight. It's all about styles in this sport. I always say experience is key and stuff like that. But one thing I've really gotten into the last couple of months, like 2 or 3 months in particular, to be honest with you, since the Hamzat and Dricus, I've started to be like, right, you have experience, but what is this kind of a style? Did you struggle with it before? You know, what kind of openings can I see here? And I think Maynard Cape would just be able to just outwit him for rounds and get a decision done. Joshua Van's good up close, but Maynard Cape's very good at keeping distance and just being able to pick rounds off like that. So I actually think Maynard Cape would actually beat Joshua Van. I don't think he's beating Brandon Royval though. It's a totally different style. Like, I know they went to war, but Royval is so much more of a sink or swim. Van's a little bit slicker on the feet and kind of more technical. But Alexandre Pantoja is not out of this division by any means. I see Tatsuratura versus Joshua Van is all the rave. And I'm just like, this guy was one win away from beating Demetrius Johnson. They just hate flyweight goats. What is it with flyweight goats that, like, the UFC have just such a big issue with? But I think Alexandre Pantoja is going to come back. I think he's one of the most skillful fighters that we have ever seen. He's packing on the ground. He's got decent enough hands. The striking was always a little bit of a concern. But Pantoja always kind of got it done on the feet. He never really was getting boxed up, apart from Steve Ercik, man. Excuse me. Fucking hell. Steve Ercik was the perfect style to be Alexandre Pantoja. It was crazy. Brandon Moreno couldn't do it. Brandon Royval couldn't do it. Kai France couldn't do it. All these Wiz couldn't do it, but Steve Ercik. It's all about styles. And I think Pantoja's hardest style, you know, Joshua Van, I'd pick Pantoja to beat him. I don't know about Joshua Van parading around like he won the belt. It makes no sense. Pantoja literally got injured and he was landing like a head kick and shit like that. But I think Pantoja is still the best flyweight in the world. I haven't seen anything else but to say that. I haven't seen that Joshua Van is better. And they're immediately talking about Tatsuratura versus Joshua Van, discrediting Pantoja like they've always done, putting him like number 8 on the pound for pound list. He's always been low on the pound for pound list. When someone gets the belt, let's say they win the belt, they instantly put them up with Pantoja. It blows my mind. He's had the belt for 2.5 years, defended it against everybody. He's triple lapping the division at this point. They had to bring people in from fucking Ryzen to at least try and beat this guy. And they still got submitted. Kaya Secura got submitted in the second round, which I predicted, by the way. Or the first round, I can't remember which one it was. But I predicted it right, perfectly, actually, you know, just another one. But I do think Pantoja is still the best flyweight in the world. I think they'll do Tatsuratura versus Joshua Van maybe in March. Both of them are ready to go. I don't see a big point in delaying that. I don't know where that card's going to be. It's probably going to be in Asia, to be honest with you, because they're talking about this is the first all-Asian UFC title fight. So that's pretty exciting. It could be in, God knows what it's going to be. It's just going to be somewhere in Asia, I'd imagine. It opens a brand new market for them anyway. And Pantoja's kind of being slept on. Pantoja's kind of been sidelined. And I just think they're the ones. If he doesn't walk straight into an immediate rematch, we riot. We riot. We riot, bro. We have to riot. This is probably the greatest flyweight ever. Okay? Demetrius Johnson. Fuck, I love DJ though. He just didn't beat the same level of competition. Like, they were peaking people off winning the Ultimate Fighter to fight him. Now, you could say that's because DJ was so good and stuff like that. Demetrius Johnson's skill set is undeniable. It's just the competition I have a problem with. That's all. But I think Pantoja is getting slept on. I think he's criminally underrated in this whole division. And I think this guy's been the fucking man for years. I've always sang Pantoja's praises because he's always been disrespected. It's honestly fucking always pissed me off how disrespected Pantoja was. I love Alexandre Pantoja. I always get psyched to see him fight. He always comes to bring it. He's only had like one boring fight, which was against Brandon Royval, the rematch like 2 years ago, which is pretty crazy to say because they're both good styles. But you look at the Brandon Moreno war. He just finished Kai Car France. It was going to be an exciting fight against Joshua Van. I think Pantoja's just so disrespected. I think he's up there with the level of disrespect on Tom Aspinall's name. That's the level of disrespect. Will Tom Aspinall be in this video? I don't know. We'll see. But I think Pantoja's going to clean out. I think he's going to come back September maybe, in and around that. I'm not overly worried about the layoff for Pantoja because if you know Pantoja, he is the definition of International Fight Week co-main event and then December pay-per-view co-main or main event. He was going to be the co-main event. He headlined last year, but Shavkat versus Bilal got cancelled. They had to have a title fight, headlining the card. Ian Gary stepped in and Pantoja got bumped up in main event. He's such a good co-main event. He's always been such a good co-main event. I know he headlined in like Brazil and stuff like that against Steve Ercik, but Pantoja's just like destined for co-main event. He just is. I'm sorry. I love Pantoja. I've been singing his praises, but he's destined for co-main event, bro. I'm sorry. That is not what I am looking for. We move on. We move on to the bantamweight division. I'm going with fucking Peter Yan. I'm going with fucking Peter Yan, okay? I'm going with Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan, you know what? Lucas Tracy was right all along. And I never thought I would say that. I never thought I would say that. Lucas fucking Tracy was right all along. These big meaty hooks, peaches and creamville. He was right all along. This Dolph Ziggler wannabe was always right about Peter Yan, okay? The Armin Sarukian thing, now, it's a little bit different. Jason Iron Charles is a little bit fucking crazy defending UFC champion, but Peter Yan showed to me he's higher on the GOAT list than Khabib. He is higher on the GOAT list than Khabib Nurmagomedov. Merab is 10 times a better win than Poirier, Gaethje, or McGregor. You could argue he's a better win than maybe all three combined. Look at the way they fight and look at where they were in their career. Poirier and Gaethje were in their prime, absolutely, no question about that. But both did go on to fight for further world titles. McGregor was off a 2-year layoff and was half jarred in that cage. Okay, so the Conor McGregor win is a bit now nothing to do with Khabib's fault, although Khabib does miss weight a shitload. He's pulled out of so many fights. I think Peter Yan pulled out of the very first Aljamain Sterling fight like a while ago. I can't remember. He did pull out of some fight. But this dude's always shown up. He beat Corey Sandhagen. He beat Merab. He beat Figueiredo. He beat, Song Yadong. He beat Sean O'Malley, let's be honest with you. He was fucking whooping Aljamain Sterling's ass. He knocked out Faber. He beat Jose Aldo. This dude's a fucking menace. This dude's a menace. And he showed exactly what an MMA fighter is meant to look like. This dude is insane. I fucking love Peter Yan to bits. You look at the resumes. Yes, Merab has Cejudo, O'Malley twice, finishing O'Malley as well. He has Aldo up there. But how are you beating these guys? How are you beating them? He has Umar in there as well. He has a fucking insane resume. There's no one's denying that Merab's resume is absolutely insane. But how are you beating these geezers? How are you beating these geezers? He's beating, and he's got Corey's, but the dude's resume is fucking insane, okay? It's absolutely insane. But the dude is just boring as fuck. He's boring as fuck, okay? He's never been entertaining, and I've said that from the start. Peter Yan is the definition of entertaining. Go and look at the Corey Sandhagen fight with Peter Yan, and then go watch the Merab versus Corey Sandhagen, or Merab versus Jose Aldo. Boring as fuck. Boring as fuck, bro. Boring display of MMA. You've no striking ability, and you've no ability to finish anybody. I'm sorry, Peter Yan is just way more skillful than Merab. Everyone is more skillful than Merab, but they don't have the cardio. But when you match someone who does, and Peter Yan was apparently, he could only fight with one arm in the last fight. Let's not forget, okay? Merab had the most failed takedowns in UFC history against Peter Yan in the first fight. That shows how good Peter Yan is at staying on his feet. Does it not? Does that not show you how good Peter Yan is at being able to get back and stay on his feet? Probably the most takedown defenses in a fucking history. The way he was sparking Merab on the feet. Literally, I saw TikTok. We're all hitting this pose for 2026. That's going to be the new pose. I love this fucking guy. I love Yan as champion. Fuck all you Merab fans. You know, even if I hated him as champion. It was boring. We finally have KOs at bantamweight. We finally have entertaining shit. Peter Yan, arguably, is the best current champion that we have. Actually, fuck that. Peter Yan is the best current active champion we have. This dude is so good. So good. And I fucking love the champions we have now. Absolutely incredible. You're gonna see in this video. I have a few curveballs, you could say. I have a few curveballs coming up. But I think Peter Yan is everything good about MMA striking. I think even if it's a close fight, you know, Peter Yan takes like a round or two to really, you know, download his data. That's what everyone says. That's why when he fought that guy, Marcus something, like the guy in the 3-rounder, he was like unranked and shit. And when he was fighting Yan, I was low-key like, yo, real Peter Yan fans were worried, bro. Real Peter Yan fans were worried. Because we know this dude might take a round and a half to get into gear. And at that point, if it's a 3-rounder, half the fight is gone. And you need to pull that shit out the fucking bag. And it's not like Yan relies on KOing you. Do you know what I mean? Yan just fucking beats the shit out of you. Or he KOs you. You know? The first Merab fight, he was absolutely injured. Like, I don't think you can even debate that at this point. The dude was injured. Did you not fucking see the way he butchered Merab on that cage? He put on one of the biggest masterclasses against one of the most dominant champions of all time. Kamaru Usman, Anderson Silva, all these guys, they got to a certain level of dominance, and then they just fell off. I do think activity got to Merab a little bit. I always gave Merab flowers for how active he is, because there's nothing I hate more. There's nothing I fucking hate more in the UFC than inactive fucking bums. And we have a fucking shitload of them with that belt. Pantoja, you were never really... You were always, like I said, a co-main event of a pay-per-view in the summer and December. You kind of came in clutch then. But you never really fought in October or March. You never really did. You know, Yan was active as a champion. And I expect nothing less. I expect to see Yan in maybe December. So I could see Yan maybe sliding into a nice May pay-per-view or April with Merab. Because you do Merab, you do the trilogy. And... oh my days. What I mean, that was like the way he pieced up Merab was... sweet wasn't even the word. Sweet wasn't the word. That was like... could you imagine if you abstained from coffee for like 6 months and you were craving a coffee every... fuck that. How long's Merab at the belt? A year and a half? Imagine you hadn't had a cup of coffee for a year and a half. Every single minute of every day you wanted a cup of coffee and you had that first sip. That's exactly how it felt seeing Merab lose. I'm sorry, D1 Merab hater, I am. Because I actually value a current good champion who's able to provide entertaining fights. I don't give a fuck, bro. Merab was boring. Yan's entertaining. He slapped the fucking shit out of him. He slapped him up. Real MMA fans are happy. All you Merab bums, you know, bums, fans, same thing. Unlucky. Right. This is a curveball. And... hear me out, okay? Before you... I can see guys in the comments... how could you pick Alan Dallin? Hear me out. There is 2 matchups and another fighter I want to go into detail with. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen. And we have Lerone Murphy. We'll start with Volk. This is going to be Volk's last fight. Now hear me out on this. I have a feeling this is going to happen. This is going to be probably Volk's last fight. Let's hope he gets past Diego Lopez. Let's hope it's a good fight, it's an exciting fight, and he gets past Diego Lopez. There is no better fairy tale ending than Volk fighting in Sydney and winning the belt there. There's just no fairy tale ending. That's how you end a career. Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva is going to happen then. Gene Silva will not slot in to a title fight, losing to... well, he fucking might, the way the matchmaking can be. Gene Silva might, but I'm picking Arnold Allen to win. I'm picking Arnold Allen to win. And who's the person most people thought got left out of the title picture? Lerone Murphy. Let's say Arnold Allen is going to beat Gene Silva, which I fucking pray he does, but fuck me, that's a tough fight. If Arnold Allen is able to beat Gene Silva, let's say he goes on there to war and let's say he just gets Gene Silva out of there, okay? Arnold's not known for finishes. He's not really, he finished Dan Hooker, but apart from that, hasn't really done fuck all with finishing. If we see Arnold Allen finish Gene Silva, you have a situation there where Lerone Murphy and Arnold Allen, all English vacant belt fight in England. I'm picking Arnold Allen to beat Lerone Murphy. That is the route I see this happening in. Now, Gene Silva could fucking starch double A battery. Arnold Allen, the double A battery. I call him, me and the boys call him the battery. He could starch the battery. He could absolutely starch him. But styles make fights. And if you know how good Arnold Allen is with body hooks to the body, how good he is at footwork, he's not going to let you get in the inside, which Gene Silva, like I always say, slice and dice, gets in the inside and find his shots there. I don't think Arnold Allen is that slow on the feet to let you get in there. I don't think he's going to be in the same spot all the time, which Diego Lopez is. The dude just is like a bunny rabbit bouncing up and down. Arnold Allen is much more like a Dominic Cruz. He gets in, gets out, very good low kicks, hooks to the body. I am telling you, hooks to the body is going to be the fucking key for Arnold Allen in any fight. Lerone Murphy's been on a bit of a tear. You beat like Edson Barbosa, you fucking school Josh Emmett, you get one of the best KOs I have ever fucking see against Aaron Pico. I remember seeing that and I was like, oh fuck, that's nasty. That was a fucking brutal fucking spinning KO from Lerone Murphy. That was a fucking brutal KO. He's not going to... Allen isn't going to charge in like that with his head ducked in. Aaron Pico loses to fucking anybody good. Aaron Pico gets starched by anybody who's half decent. Go look at his fucking career. Just go back. I ain't going to get into it. But he just loses to anyone that's half decent. Arnold Allen, you could argue, has only lost to Max Holloway. And you could argue Holloway was 3-2. That is a solid argument. Just like you can say Peter Yan has only lost to Merab. You can make that argument. Same thing with Sean O'Malley. You can make the argument that both those guys have only lost to Merab in their entire career. Aljamain Sterling, that's up to you to decide. Movsar Evloev, we all know he lost that fight to Arnold Allen. Hooks to the body. Judges are fucking stupid. They want that undefeated Russian fighter to be champ for some fucking odd reason. People don't want to see entertaining fighters anymore. It's crazy. And for the battery, I can just see this lining up perfectly. If things fall into place and you have an all-English vacant featherweight belt in England in maybe September, I don't think Lerone Murphy is going to have a problem. But the thing is, they have announced a March card. Lerone Murphy versus Aljamain Sterling would be an incredible main event. That just solidifies Lerone Murphy as the number one contender. That solidifies it. And Arnold, if he beats Gene Silva, we could have two number one contender fights. We could have two number one contender fights. We could have a fatal four-way here to decide who's going to be on each half of that vacant belt when Volk steps away. It even hurts saying Volk stepping away. But it's true. I don't want to see Volk continue. I don't want to see Volk get KO'd. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Volk get KO'd ever again. Do you know how bad that hurt? Do you? You will never understand. I'm cooking in this video. I'm loving this. I would like to think Arnold would beat Lerone Murphy. I do think he would beat Lerone Murphy. I think stylistically that's a good fight. Hooks to the body, man. Hooks to the body. That's all I'm going to say here. But keep that in mind. What I just said. That is a strong possibility. I feel like we're going to see Arnold Allen versus Lerone Murphy or Aljamain Sterling for the vacant belt, or we're going to see Gene Silva. It's going to be entertaining. Featherweight's going to be good. If Volk steps away, we're in for a treat, bro. We're in for a treat. But lightweight, I'm going with Arman Sarukian. I'm fucking going with Sarukian. Alright? Okay, all you Ilya fanboys. Okay, just give me 1 sec, because Arnold Allen here is a little bit... He's just like a little... Fuck it, he's autistic, who cares? You know, it's a case of like Ilia Topuria is obviously going through stuff with his, you know, children and his wife. I really hope he gets that shit resolved, because that shit is absolutely awful for everyone involved. So much love to Ilia. You're an amazing fighter. I love you. Like, you're a fucking G. I love Ilia Topuria, and I hope that shit gets, you know, resolved, and I hope he can get back to doing what he does best, which is providing entertaining fights, because he's one of the most entertaining, clean, and crisp fighters we have ever seen. So nothing but love for Ilia Topuria, and I hope he gets that shit sorted. Having said that, Sarukian beats him. I think the UFC fucking played this so bad. So bad. You vacate the belt. You don't make Ilia Topuria. You don't make Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim belt. You make that for the vacant lightweight belt. Jamal Hill vacated. Yuri Prochazka vacated. You fucking vacated. And when Ilia comes back, he's straight back in there. Because who knows how long Ilia Topuria is going to be out. Are you going to do Arman versus the winner of Paddy versus Gaethje for the vacant belt? What's the fucking point? What the fuck do you even do with Arman Sarukian? And listen, I probably will make a video. I definitely will, because we have 6 weeks of no UFC. I'm going to make a video of how they're just ruining Arman Sarukian's fucking career for no... Well, there is reason, but the UFC need to fucking suck it. Okay, John Jones walked into every single title fight after failing tests, and he just waltzed into title fights. But Sarukian, oh, hell no. You thought John Jones, who do you think you are, making weight as a backup and, you know, winning a number one contender fight that Dana White said is a number one contender fight? No, God no, this dude needs to fight again. No, he's working his way back up. You know, this kid ain't got nothing against him, he's working his way back up. Unless you're John Jones, you really cannot fuck up in any regards. Okay, you know, John Jones fucks up a million times, he's fine. But Sarukian fucks up once, cooked, absolutely cooked. But lightweight division is very interesting. I do not see Justin Gaethje losing to Paddy Pimblett. I've made it very clear on this channel. I think he's going to knock him out. I think Arman Sarukian would absolutely fucking maul and butcher Justin Gaethje in that cage. And I think he would fuck Pimblett up bad. I think Max Holloway is a very interesting fight. I think Max Holloway versus Sarukian is going to happen, because I think Holloway is going to beat Charles Oliveira, and I think he's going to beat him in impressive style. I just want to see Sarukian active, okay? He's not the most active fighter of all time, but, you know, he's made weight twice this year. I don't think weight is the problem. I really don't. And the UFC are fucking liars. They always lie about shit. And you know, they literally fucking lied about Sarukian getting the title shot. So they're fucking liars. So you can't take a word they say seriously. It had nothing to do with weight. He was injured. It's just he was injured, bro. He was injured. The UFC are just fucking lying, okay? They always fucking lie. And stylistically, I think Sarukian beats Ilia Topuria. I've said this from the start. I think Ilia is good, but let's really break down who Ilia Topuria's beat. So he beat Volk, Holloway, and Oliveira as the most impressive wins. All strikers, apart from Oliveira. But Oliveira literally just ran forward, okay? This is not Charles Oliveira. If Arman does not get the first takedown, he's not going to fucking run forward and run into shots. He's not going to fucking do that. Bryce Mitchell was able to get Ilia Topuria on his back. I have zero doubt in my mind that we see Arman Sarukian and Ilia Topuria on the ground. Fucking zero. Maybe he will get back up. But I've rewatched a few of Ilia's fights. I rewatched the Holloway fight. I rewatched the Volk fight. Not as crisp as people make it out to be. Holloway was landing, bro. Holloway was fucking landing. Volk arguably won the first round. I think Volk won the first round. Volk won the first round. Not as crisp as everyone says. Not this indestructible force. This dude can be beat. Jai Herbert dropped him. Bryce Mitchell had him on his back. Actually, look at the way Ilia Topuria fights. It's incredible. Absolutely great style. I love watching Ilia Topuria fight, but he's beatable. He's beatable, bro. Okay? Would I have picked... I'd never picked Arman Sarukian to beat Islam Makhachev. I made the silly mistake of picking Jack Della Maddalena, but I always said Islam would beat Ilia Topuria. I always said that. Okay? So before you come at me with that, I always picked Islam to beat Ilia. I just think I haven't seen the grappling from Ilia. And You know, a lot of people say he got Oliveira in the crucifix. And did what? Oliveira got straight out of it. This fucking... I won't call it glaze, because I don't like saying glaze. But this shit of, oh, we got him in the crucifix. And did what, bro? What did he do with that crucifix? Fucking nothing. He had it for like 5 seconds and lost it. And they were back on the feet. Do you know what I mean? But then when Hamzat gets Dricus in a crucifix, everyone's just like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. What is he doing, dude? Dricus is trash, bro. It makes fucking no sense. But MMA fans are the fucking stupidest human beings on this planet sometimes. We are. I'm up there. I'll put my hand up. I've made some absolutely awful predictions. But fuck it. I think this is going to be the champions. And I think Sarukian is the best lightweight on the planet. I've said this. The second Islam Makhachev left the division, I said Sarukian's number 1. And if you look at the way Sarukian grappled against Stan Hooker, always trying to find a more dangerous position, constantly chasing a submission, vicious ground and pound, entertaining grappling. That is how you fucking grapple. And have a look at Arman Sarukian's fight versus Mateusz Gamrot. This dude is the most entertaining grappler I've ever seen. He's the most entertaining grappler in UFC history. The scrambles, the ground and pound, his ability to not make it boring, his ability to constantly chase, finding damage is insane, and I fucking love it. Listen, we all remember when Arman like slapped Bobby Green, and this dude's a fucking menace, bro. This dude, he needs to be studied. Like, he slapped Bobby Green, he hit a fan on the way to the cage, he headbutted Dan Hooker, he pulled out a day before a title fight. This guy doesn't give a fuck about anything. He just wants to hurt people. Okay? And you can see it in his style. You can see the dude is always chasing damage, always chasing a better position, always trying to get in a position to where land an elbow. He has the best ground and pound in the UFC as well, by the way. This dude is every single thing I love about MMA grappling. None of this I'm lying on top Marab bullshit. None of that. None of this looking for a fucking ground and pound finish. He mount arm triangle finished Dan Hooker. The last person to finish Dan Hooker was Islam Makhachev with a Kimura. It was on the Glover Teixeira versus Jan Blachowicz card. The dude is every single good thing about MMA grappling. And I think he beats Ilya. The thing about the lightweight division grapplers, apart from Oliveira, but Oliveira doesn't necessarily have the best. Well, I want to say something. I said Oliveira has no offensive grappling. I meant Charles Oliveira has no ability to get people down. No offensive grappling. No ability to take you down, like pick you up with a single leg and, you know, hip toss you and get you to the mat. He doesn't have that ability. Okay, it's the same thing with Paddy Pimblett. They're both so dangerous on the ground, but they have fucking no ability to get you there through single and doubles. It's a fact. Show me the fucking footage, bro. I'm gonna sit here and wait. Sarukian has it all, and he got some bad positions against Charles Oliveira, but he survived. Okay, the second round, the last 10 seconds, oh fucking hell, now that would have been bad. The first round, he got like a guillotine, would have been bad. Okay, I fucking love Arman Sarukian, and his striking's getting way better. I think it was like 2 and a bit years ago he knocked out Beneil Dariush with like a right hand and a knee up the middle. Absolutely beautiful. This dude has no interest in lying there on you. This dude's trying to inflict maximum damage. This dude is every single thing good about MMA grappling. Peter Yan is every single thing good about MMA striking. These guys are the fucking truth. They are, bro. Iggy, I know you're watching this. You know, we've talked about this many times behind the bar. These two are the fucking truth. These two are the absolute fucking truth. And if I saw these two with the belt, the UFC would be in an amazing place. Sarukian just needs to get more active. Welterweight, listen, it's Islam Makhachev. I have a bit of a curveball for light heavyweight, but you know, I think Islam Makhachev is so much better than these welterweights, bro. I think he's just so much better than these welterweights. Realistically, Ian Gary should get the next title shot, but Kamaru Usman is going to jump the queue. I'm going to make a whole separate video ranting about how fucking stupid that is. Okay, you beat Joaquin Buckley and you've done fucking nothing the last for what? 4 years? 4 years. 4 years. Apart from fucking lose. And you sit there and say you deserve a title shot because of what you did in the past. It's fucking bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. This is like Michael Bisping and Dan Henderson. Or there was a fucking title fight, like, I can't remember who they gave it to. There's one in my mind that'll come to me. But you don't give someone based on what they have done. It's what they're doing now. Okay? Usman got his immediate rematch. Move on. No one cares about Kamaru Usman anymore. Okay? He had a good win against Joaquin Buckley. I don't give a fuck, bro. Ian Gary's taken out most of the division. Apart from Shavkat Rakhmonov. Okay? Now, Ian Gary is literally the biggest cook on the planet. Now, I'm Irish. Okay? I love being Irish. But fuck me, when he waves an Irish flag and has a Brazilian bandana, or fucking headband, I'm just like, mate, what the fuck are you doing? What is your problem with just repping Ireland? Brazilian fans don't want you. They don't want you. We don't even fucking want you, bro. Never mind fucking Brazil. But Ian Gary should be next. You know, Shavkat Rakhmonov, I always kind of stood here and said, you know, you can't really give it to Shavkat because, you know, Shavkat beat Ian Gary on short notice and Bilal pulled out. Shavkat could have easily just sat there and said, fuck that, I signed for my title fight. I'm just going to sit out and wait. I'm not fighting Ian Gary. But he still took the fight and he wasn't signed to fight Bilal Muhammad the second time. He was injured. So it's a fucking weird one. But you've been out for a year and, you know, I know his situation is completely different to Arman Tsarukyan, but Tsarukyan had to fight again. And he took out Charles Oliveira when he was the number one contender just to get a title shot. And he's still not getting a title shot beating Dan Hooker and making weight before. Nobody fucking talks about the fact Arman Tsarukyan made weight on the Ilya versus Charles card. And Colby Covington does the same thing and gets a title shot. Nobody's talking about the weight thing. Anyway, we're on the Makhachev here. Well, I suppose he did pull out from Makhachev, but still. You can't really give the Shavkat Rakhmonov. You just can't. Okay, I'm sorry, you just can't. The division needs to move on from Shavkat Rakhmonov. I feel like Ian Gary deserves it. I feel like Shavkat Rakhmonov versus, I don't even know. Kamaru Usman's a great fight. Kamaru Usman versus Shavkat is a great fight. Shavkat versus JDM is a great fight. You do Carlos Prates versus Michael Morales. Every MMA fan is in agreement with that. Okay, I don't like Carlos Prates simply because he knocked out my boy Leon Edwards. I think the welterweight division is absolutely stacked. I haven't seen it this good in absolutely years. We have the Moraes, we have the Carlos Prates, we have the Shavkat, we have Ian we have JDM still. Don't sleep on JDM just because he lost to Makhachev. Now, it was a pitiful performance. He looked fucking wank. He looked absolutely wank. And Makhachev's just better than these guys. Makhachev could probably beat them all standing up, if I'm being honest with you. This dude is the greatest of all time. If he adds a Ian Gary and a Shavkat Rakhmonov to his name and then calls it quits, you cannot deny it. Michael Morales isn't beating this guy. Carlos Prates sure ain't fuck beating this guy. Ian Gary beat Carlos Prates on short notice. What more does Ian Gary actually have to do? It's such a love-hate relationship with Ian Gary. I actually really like Ian Gary when he hasn't fought in like a few months and no one's heard from him. Because I just look at his fights. I don't actually listen to him talk. But anytime I listen to him talk, I'm like, just shut the fuck up, man, please. Please, I'm trying. I've tried so hard. Every single MMA fan is the exact same. Every MMA fan has tried so hard to like Ian Gary. But he's just such a fucking idiot and such a fucking twat and bellend. He's a fucking bellend, bro. Okay, I'm sorry, it's true. I would always back him because he's Irish, and when he's in the cage, I wouldn't even say he's entertaining, if I'm being honest. I actually wouldn't. Like, he does well at range, but Bilal Muhammad was landing, bro. Bilal Muhammad was landing. That's all I need to say. Bilal Muhammad was landing. Islam Makhachev is so much better than every single welterweight. I think him versus Shavkat is, oh my god, that is a money fight. I love that. Islam Makhachev versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Shut up and take my fucking money. Just shut up and take my fucking money, bro. I don't care. Take every cent I have. I want that fight. Ian Gary versus Islam. I'm hyped because there's an Irish guy fighting for the belt, which is fucking class. But stylistically, I don't even say Makhachev is boring. Like I said, same thing with Khamzat Chimaev. They both have one boring fight, okay? And apparently they're just fucking perma boring. Like, it's bullshit, okay? It's fucking bullshit. They've always delivered. Khamzat was literally gave us one of the greatest fights ever. Makhachev has given us wars. Makhachev has given us easy finishes. Makhachev has done everything. He hasn't had a boring fight in 4.5 years, I think. You know, maybe Thiago Moises or Drew Dober. But apart from that, this dude's been straight fucking fire with his fights. Straight fucking fire. Volk, Oliveira, Poirier. All of them were fucking good fights. He dusted Dan Hooker. He dusted Renato Moicano. But he dusted Volkanovski as well. Put on a banger performance against Volk in the first fight. One of these stylistically best fights you will ever see. That is what MMA is. That fight right there, I always say it to people. If you want to get into actual, like, technical MMA, oh my God, Volkanov. I could talk about this shit all day. I love it. That is literally, the definition of a great style and MMA colliding. Like, the highest level MMA is what I'm trying to say. That is the highest level MMA that you will ever see. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But Makhachev's is so much better than these guys. Makhachev is just so much fucking better. And he's going to beat them all. He's going to beat them all, and he's going to catch them all. He's going to go Pokemon Go on these motherfuckers. He's just going to catch them all. Is he going to be active? There's no reason not to be. You moved up a weight class. You have a lot more time. You're going to recover better. You're not going to need this big recovery through weight cuts. You didn't take any damage against Shakhtar Madalena. There's no reason I don't see you in there in March. Simple. And there's always like there's always a good stacked pay-per-view in March, because it's kind of the lead up to summer and stuff like that. Paramount as well. We got Ortega versus Moicano for the March card. Good fight. I'd probably actually go Moicano on that one, to be honest with you. But we're going to move on. Islam Makhachev. It's kind of simple. This is probably my most confident pick in champions. My least confident is probably Arnold. I'm just making a statement saying what I think will happen with the featherweight division. That could happen, I should say. But Khamzat Chimaev is the most dominant champion on this list. And I don't think that's absolutely ridiculous. I want to make sure, yeah. I don't think it's ridiculous for me to say that. He looked shit. Not shit. He looked unbelievable against Dricus. It wasn't an intensive fight. But you put on an okay fight against Kamaru Usman. Okay, it was pretty mid. You dust Robert Whittaker. You put on fight of the year against Gilbert Burns. You just absolutely destroy Kevin Holland. Okay, that wasn't even fair. You just butcher so many people. Okay, you just pick them up and slam them on their fucking head. You deliver one of the greatest fights ever against Gilbert Burns, and I thought he was going to fuck up Gilbert Burns even more. And all of a sudden, you have one not even bad but boring performance against a current defending UFC champion who I was picking to beat him, and he's all of a sudden hella boring, and you know he's not this guy anymore. Is this? I don't buy that bullshit, if I'm being honest with you. Now, it was a boring ass fucking fight. It was boring. I hate seeing that style, but I will allow one. But if this is a continuation, it's going to be fucking boring. But I do appreciate what Khamzat has done. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying that the fight was entertaining, okay? I'm not saying that. But this dude's literally smashed so many fucking people and given so many wars. Now, he's so fucking inactive. That's the problem. I get that you can't fight in March, okay? But then again, it's the summer before I see you. Maybe August, because, you probably aren't going to be... you can't go through a training camp in March. Then you need at least 2 months to fight after March because of Ramadan and stuff like that. I have no problem with fighters not fighting in March. But it does take an effect in April and May, because they need to recover as well, because they can't drink or eat anything. It's fucking serious shit. So it is a bit of an issue. Why? I know you're injured, but he's out. And why? I fucking hate inactivity, bro. And you're so good. So fucking good. You can go so fucking far. You are the most dominant champion in history. And you haven't even defended the belt. There's no one beating Khamzat Chimaev at middleweight. Nobody, bro. This is a guaranteed pick, him having the belt. He will retire from injuries and sickness and not being able to compete anymore. That's what's going to happen to Khamzat. He will never lose at middleweight. They're so shit. Look at Dricus. Dricus was the best middleweight for so long. And There isn't enough time in the universe, in life itself, to make up that gap of grappling. There's not enough time. Okay? Hamzat would have been able to find him on the feet as well, okay? He improved his gas tank. Who is going to give this guy an issue? Fucking Imavov. Get the fuck out of here with Imavov. Yes, Nasty Nimvov is crispy on the feet. Brendan Allen spent 4.5 minutes. 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes in a dominant position against Nasty Nimvov. Brendan Allen! I get Brendan Allen just beat RDR. And I've always said Brendan Allen is good, but fuck me. Brendan Allen, the second he catches himself winning, just does the most fucking stupid move in history. I swear to God, it's as if Brendan Allen's like got his back and he's about to get choking. He goes, oh, wait a minute, I'm actually winning. Oh, let me just do some mad shit. And then loses his position and nearly gets ground and pound finished. Oh my God. I love Brendan Allen. I really do. He's like a top 20 favorite fighter ever. But fuck me. You're so fucking stupid in your cage. Anytime he catches himself winning, he has to fuck it up. He cannot win. He hates it. But Imavov is a prime example of that. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what it's going to take. I think Kamaru Usman should move up to middleweight and fight him. No point in fighting Makhachev. Like, fuck off. Listen, I'm not going to give this Donnie much attention simply because I feel like Alex Pereira's days in the UFC are limited. I don't think Alex Pereira is going to be a UFC fighter this time next year. I think this is the last we see of Pereira. He's probably one fight. Even look at him. Look at his big fucking bald head. Like, he's beautiful. His big bald, beautiful head. I think his days are numbered. The weight cut's getting a little bit harder. He's getting older. I think Pereira is one of those fighters I'll just tell my kids about. I'm gonna tell my grandkids about. Like, you know those memes like, Dad, what was Prime Pereira like? And they just go like, son, take a seat. And I'm just going to drop fucking lore on this kid. And, you know, Magomed Ankalaev will be one half of that vacant belt. He said he wants to fight. He said he wants to give up his belt and just fight for the fucking heavyweight title. Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall have unfinished business. There's only one fight at heavyweight that's happening, let me tell you that much. He's chasing a money fight against John Jones. You have one more title defense in you against Carlos Solberg. You might as well make it count. Fuck John Jones. Okay, no one cares about that shit. You have your own division to worry about. Lock the fuck in. You have your own division to worry about. Don't worry about John Jones. Okay, fuck him. Okay, don't give John Jones any opportunity because he's just going to fuck it up like he always does. But for Ankalaev, I won't necessarily say Ankalaev deserves to be one half of a main event of a vacant belt, but he will be. He will be in thereabouts. And I feel like Carlos Solberg versus Magomed Ankalaev is a good fight. I'm going to pick Ankalaev to beat him. I think Ankalaev is underrated. I feel like Pereira's way of beating Ankalaev was exactly how he did it in the fight. And it's just charge forward and just land like a fucking left hook or a right hand or some shit like that. And I want to see Pereira. I want to see Pereira with the belt. I want to see Alex Pereira with the belt. I want to see him do well. I just love Pereira as champion because we're guaranteed KOs. We're guaranteed shit like that. And yeah, I'm sad that Pereira's gonna go. I don't like Ankalaev as champion. I think he's fucking boring. I don't get hyped. I want champions I get hyped for. You look down that list, I'm hyped for every single champion apart from Ankalaev. I, as a UFC fan, a hardcore, die-hard, I love the sport more than anything. I cannot tell you how depressing it has been the last year and a bit. We had no featherweight champion for a while. We had no welterweight or a lightweight champion for a while. We had Bilal Muhammad as champion. We had Merab as champion. We had no heavyweight champion for a while. We had Ankalaev as light heavyweight champion. It was a fucking disaster. It's finally coming together now. It's finally starting piece by piece. The UFC is finally getting better. It took a while. It took a fucking long time. And we had Strickland versus Dricus. The matchups were just fucking awful. But we finally got there. And Alex Pereira has been an absolute pillar for that the entire time. But I feel like his days are numbered, and I think Ankalaev is going to slot in there. I think he's going to beat Carlos Solberg. Carlos Solberg didn't exactly look great against Jan Blachowicz. Obviously finished Dominic Reyes. I thought the Dominic Reyes title run started now, but unfortunately it doesn't. But we'll move on apart from that shit. Heavyweight! Yes, it had to be. It simply had to be. He's going to start Cyril Gane. And he's going to reclaim his throne as the heavyweight champion. I have zero doubt in my boy Tom Aspinall beating Gane. Again, I'm sorry. Again, because that's exactly what was going to happen the first time. That eye-gouging, cheating fucking scumbag. Okay? I hate the fact that Tom was the one getting abused for getting hit illegally. I didn't see anybody give out to Cyril Gane. Apart from the real people who knew exactly what the fuck had happened. He fucking eye gouged him with 2 eyes. It was like a fucking bowling ball in his fucking eyes. And people were like, yeah, Tom, quit, man. What a fucking bitch, man. Waldo Cortez Acosta, you are a fucking moron. You are a fucking moron. You're an absolute imbecile wearing that fucking eye patch. You didn't get your fucking eyes gouged by bowling ball. Both eyes as well. Both fucking eyes. I hope. I'm telling you now, Derek Lewis is going to KO fucking Acosta. It's just such a Derek Lewis thing to do. It's such a Derek Lewis thing to do to knock out Waldo Cortez Acosta. I have no doubt that Tom Aspinall is still the best heavyweight in the world. That fight was only getting started. It was only getting started. And Cyril Gane was doing well. Yes, Cyril Gane has gone 5 rounds before, but he fucking illegally eye gouged him, bro. How Cyril Gane would have reacted off a legitimate takedown. Maybe Tom got the single, had him up against the cage. There was so much more. And then the fucking Weasel, that fucking idiot. I stopped watching the Weasel's content because he was just shit. He's just shit at content. He like breaks things down and makes it seem. And you know the who really won or what really happened. We've fucking seen what happened. You don't need to tell me. I need to just watch the fight. That's why the Weasel's content's kind of shit in my opinion. Guru, Tracy, Bet, ITP MMA is class. Who else do I watch? I don't really watch MMA Che, but I like his content. Bedtime, I've started to get into you, 100k. Guru, Tracy, they all said the same thing. That it was a fucking illegal eye gouge. Okay? It blows my mind that nobody's going at Cyril Gane for illegally eye gouging him. It just blows my fucking mind. I really don't understand it. And Tom is still the most skillful heavyweight. You know, he didn't really get to show much. He was literally going in there and standing, landing head kicks, landing spinning back kicks on Cyril fucking Gane. Are the fucking lights on here? And there's some fucking idiot on TikTok that I beef with. But I still think Tom is the best heavyweight on the planet. I have zero doubt in my mind, to be honest with you. And Cyril Gane is going to go down. Cyril Gane is going to go down. And listen, I'm going to be here for it. And I'm going to be sitting right here rubbing it in any Cyril Gane fucking fan's face. So people like him and guys like him can be like, oh shit, maybe Tom Aspinall really is that good. Maybe Cyril Gane did actually fucking cheat. Because he just infinitely cheats. He spams back of the headshots. He spams illegal moves, elbows and shit like that. He's a fucking dirty, cheating little rat, is Cyril Gane. That's all. And I loved Cyril Gane. I loved Cyril Gane. I don't love him anymore. Oh, I did not agree to book him. I feel so bad and I trained so hard. Yeah, fucking Tom trained hard too, mate. And you fucking illegally eye gouged him. No one cares. You're a cheat. Real people know you've been cheating for years. So fucking suck it. But as you can see on screen, this is my official UFC tier list. My official champions tier list. If I was to rate this from most confident, Pantoja, I'm half confident. It's kind of seeing how the division plays out. Peter Yan, I'm quite confident. Him and Umar. Umar could be end the champ, so who knows there. Arnold Allen, that's kind of the bogey card of the champions. The rest, I'm actually quite confident in. Arnold Allen is the bogey card of the division. I feel like he's just... Things like this can add up, and then it can become bigger than you expect. A matchup you never saw coming for a vacant belt in England, you know, probably at 6 o'clock in the morning. Arman Sarukian, I'm confident would be any lightweight on the planet. He's the definition of good MMA grappling. Islam Makhachev, I think he's just fucking good, bro. He's fucking good. Hamzat Chimaev is the most dominant champion in history. Magomed Ankalaev, with a bit of luck, with Pereira vacating and start, you know, things kind of going his way, is going to get there. And Tom is still the champ. Tom is going to fight Gane next. I'm going to make videos on Sarukian and I'm going to make videos on Dana White shitting on Tom Aspinall. But let me know what you think about this down below, and much love, boys.